best man for someone who's been such a good friend as Luke. I'd just like to add to what's already been said. Kate looks absolutely stunning today, as always, and the bridesmaids, you look fantastic as well. Luke, well, I got you here. The two of you are so well suited, and I know you'll have many, many happy years together. I've grown to know and love Kate over the last 5 or so years. I think Luke is incredibly lucky to have found such a beautiful wife. It's also fantastic to see so many of Luke and Kate's friends and family here today. You've all made a tremendous effort to make it here at such short notice. I understand from Kate that speed is of the essence for a lot of things for Luke. But organising a wedding in 4 and a bit weeks really does take the biscuit. My duty today, apart from organising photos obviously, is to regale you with stories about Luke's past. But unfortunately, there really isn't much to tell. I know you thought I'd let you off lightly, Luke, but it's not going to be that easy for me. To be honest, the main problem I had wasn't fabricating stories, but deciding which of the many episodes. I could be here for hours. But that's not strictly true, because unfortunately, most of the material probably isn't appropriate for a wedding. So it turns out it's a very short speech. Good night. Seriously, Luke and I have been friends, as Luke said, for as long as I can remember. It dates back to when we were at primary school. We stayed friends throughout junior and secondary school. I remember I was late on my very first day at secondary school, but good old Luke had still saved a seat for me next to him in our form room. We were both in the same French and German classes. I don't think Luke could have made it through those years without blatantly copying me every class test we did. The university years, as for many people, were the formative years for Luke. It was where he became the suave, sophisticated, generous gentleman you see before you today. That wasn't how he started university, though. On nights out in his first year, with a couple of mates who shall remain nameless, they would buy a large bottle of Lambrini to dally on the 20-minute tube journey into Students' Union. Enjoy it, Sean? Queen Mary is also where Luke learned about the value of money. It's not unusual for students to live off cheap value products as he did, or rather still does. It's not surprising that his favourite bar whilst at university was the aptly named Cheapskates, which sold shots at 40p a go on a Wednesday night. I want to move now on to one of Luke's favourite topics, food. He does have a phenomenal appetite, so much so that I'm convinced he's got fried eggs. Sometimes, however, that appetite is combined with a hate to see food wasted. So when stopped at a service station coming home from a university football trip up north, Luke spots a half-eaten KFC meal on an empty table and feels compelled to sit down and finish it off. Likewise, he has been known to, on occasion, eat the remains of chicken chow mein that have been left on the tube during only joys of student living. No, it wasn't let me give you an insight into Luke's personality. He's a loyal, patient, forgiving friend. I can give you a good example of this. I remember the first time I went over to visit Luke at Queen Mary University. to meet Luke at his nearest tube station. Unfortunately, I was running a little late, about 2 hours late. In the days before we had mobile phones, I arrived at the tube station to find Luke still waiting for me. We went out, it was fine, we went out, we had a great night. It wasn't until the next morning that I found out I'd spent the entire night with a note saying, "Kick me, I go to Royal Holiday." So, I did wonder. What else can I say about his personality? Well, I wouldn't say Luke was arrogant. But the first time he heard the words to the Carly Simon song, "You're so vain, you probably think this song is about you," he did. And that's true. Returning to that University football tour of the North of England that I mentioned a minute ago, at the end of a night out and after far too many beers, Luke was walking back to his hotel when he had an urgent call of nature. For those of you that know Luke reasonably well, I'm sure you will be shocked, such is the legendary strength of his bladder. Unfortunately for Luke, he chose a shop doorway as his place for relief and was just about to relax when there was the sound of police sirens. And he was promptly summoned by a couple of Lancashire's finest. Credit to Luke though, he managed to sweet talk the PCs and avoid a night in the cells. Talking of football, I think you'll all be aware this is something Luke's very passionate about, both playing and supporting his beloved Everton, something he's even managed to convert Kate to.
What are you blue boys?
If that's not compatibility, I don't know what is. The funny thing about our relationship is I'm a huge Liverpool fan. So when I say we've been friends for years and throughout everything, I am of course ignoring the 2 matches every season between the 2 sides. Everton, as I hope everyone knows, is also based in Liverpool. To quote the great Bill Shankly, this city has 2 great teams, Liverpool and Liverpool Reserves. Commemorate that fact. On a serious note, I do have a brief message to Luke and Katie from the Everton manager, David Moyes, and I'll read it to you. Congratulations and best wishes on your wedding day from myself, the players, and everyone at Everton Football Club. Best wishes, David Moyes. So, it's for you. Luke also gave legendary team talks as QM first team captain. I believe it mainly consisted of, "Right lads, I've been round to see the opposition and I can confirm they're all really ugly. We are a much better looking team and it will be an injustice for us not to win." Hardly very clever. So despite being quite a manly man, beer-loving, curry, kebab-eating, football-playing bloke, his favourite film of all time is Dirty Dancing. So, to sum up, Luke has been a fantastic friend, and he's always been on hand to provide support through some tough times. He's a loyal, trustworthy, kind and generous mate with exceptional judgment, and there's proof of that here today in his marriage to the wonderful Kate, and his choice of being his best man. And so, ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to raise your glasses and join me in wishing them both many, many happy years together.